Alright, good afternoon everyone. I'm Ong Ziki and my metric number is 205364. Today our group, which is group 4, will carry out a presentation on our vegetable mini project. Chen Anqi, Xia Wenxin, Lao Meiyi, and Lao Beiying. Next. I will begin the presentation with an introduction. Here is it. For decades, agriculture has been closely associated with the production of food crops and human survival. Agriculture is important to produce the raw materials for industrialized nations, for example, rubber, cocoa, palm oil, etc. Agriculture is the backbone of a country's economic structure. Agriculture, in addition to produce food and raw materials, employ a significant portion of the population. Next slide. I will briefly discuss about the background of our project. This mini project is an assessment for subject PRT 2009 Agriculture and Life. This assessment was given by Dr. Noza Saad. A group of 5 students is required to carry out this mini project by growing vegetables that can be harvested in less than 2 months. Therefore, our group decided to plant water spinach for this mini project. Next slide. Here is the morphology of water spinach. Its common name is known as the water spinach, and its scientific name is known as Ipomoa aquatica. Its family is Convolvulaceae, and the period to harvest the water spinach is 4 to 6 weeks. Lastly, its origin is from Southwest Asia. Next slide. So as you can see from this slide, the objectives of these mini projects are to enhance knowledge and skills of agriculture in students, to expose students to the application of knowledge by carrying out the planting project, to improve communication skills among the group of students, to build spirit among the group of students, and lastly, to instill moral values such as responsibility, dedicative, and trustworthiness in the students. Next slide. Here comes to their methodology part. So first of all, we carry out seed sowing. The materials needed are water spinach seeds, mixed soil, water spray, and seed tray. Next. After preparing the material for seed sowing, such as the seeds, peat moss, water, and seed tray, we will fill the seed tray with peat moss, and then we put 2 to 3 seeds into each hole in the seed tray. Next slide. Alright, we will cover the hole in the seed tray with peat moss, and then spray water on the peat moss and make sure they are moist enough. The last step of seed sowing is to cover the seed tray with a plastic bag to trap the moisture. Alright, that's all for the seed part. Next, I would like to pass to my friends.
Alright, thank you, Ziki. I'm Mei, matrix number 206245. So now I will continue with the transplanting. So the materials used are medium planting, mixed soil, polybag, and potter spray. Next slide. So first, prepare media for transplanting and put the media into polybag. Next, remove the plant from the seed tray. And lastly, transplant the plant into the polybag. Each polybag has 2 plants and water the plants every day. Next slide. So there are some reminders during and after the transplant. First, transplant on the suitable day. Next, be careful when handling with the tender roots of the plant and avoid exposing the transplant to any extreme weather conditions. And lastly, frequently water the plants to keep them moist. So next, I will pass to my friend.
Thank you, Mei and Wenxin. Now I'll present the fertilizing and manuring. The materials needs are granular fertilizers and bottle spray. Next. And we apply granular fertilizers to the group of plants labeled E, F, G, H, I, J, K, and L. And then we water the plants using bottle spray. And we apply fertilizer once a week. Amount of fertilizers applied is 5 pieces for a plant. Next. The benefits of fertilizer application is to supply nutrients required by the plants for growth and development, then to increase the crop yield for the agriculture field, and the last is to improve soil texture, recycle nitrogens, and introduce essential bacteria. Now I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Wen-Xing, and good day, everyone. I am Chen Anqi 206274. For the fourth methodology is the application of disease or pest control. About the material used are malathion, which brought from Shopee, and water spray. Next. Malathion is used to inspect the condition of plant labeled IJK and L, and also to identify the presence of pest or disease. About the water spray is to spray the plants with dilute pesticide to control the pest or disease. For the date of starting pest control is 7 June 2021 and followed once a week time. For the amount of pesticide applied is 10 ml of pesticide dilute with water. Next. About the fifth methodology is harvesting. The material used are secateurs and kitchen electronic scale. Next, please. The secateurs is used to harvest the water spinach, while the kitchen electronic scale is to use to measure the weight of water spinach before and after trimming and cleaning. Lastly, record the data. Next. Alright, that's all from methodology, and I will bring you to the result of pest. The pest found is snail. For the symptom is true health at the leaf a slimy trail around the area, changes in leaf color or texture. For the control measures, catch them in the act and move them far away. Put them in protected place such as high up and etc. Apply pesticides. And that's all from me. I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Auntie. And we found the nutrient deficiency in our plant is powdery mildew, and the symptom is white powdery spots form on the leaf's upper surface. Leaf drop, leaf curl, and infected leaves appear chlorotic. The control measures is removing diseased parts plant in sunny areas as much as possible, and last, provide good air circulation. Now I'll pass to the next presenter.
So this is the overall result for our mini project. They are the sample of plant A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, J, K. So they are the number of leaf, plant height and nutrient deficiency, weeds and pests. Next. So the graph shows the number of leaf of water spinach, which is the plant A, plant B, plant C, and plant D, which are the plant with the water supply only. So the number of leaf of plant A, plant B, plant C, and plant D are 11 in the 21st of June. Next. The second graph shows the number of leaf of plant E, plant F, plant G, and plant H, which are the plant with the fertilizer. So the number of leaf for the plant E and plant H is 13 in 21st of June, while for plant F and plant G is 12 in the 21st of June. Next. The third graph shows the number of leaves of plant I, plant J, plant K, and plant L, which are the plants with fertilizer and the application of disease or pest control. So the number of leaves of plant K is 13 in 21st of June, while the plant I, plant J, and plant L are 12 in 21st of June. So next, I will pass to the next presenter.
Thank you, Mei. Okay, about the height of water spinach in 28 days, the first method we observe are plants with water supply only, which labeled as A, B, C, and D. And this is a result of plant height with a measurement in centimeter for every 7 days in the row. Next. Then the second method is plant with fertilizer, which labeled as E, F, G, and H. And lastly, next. The third method are plants with fertilizer and application of disease or pest control with the water with spinach labeled as I, J, K, and L. Next, please. Based on the plant height data, we have plot 3 graphs for each method. For the plant with the water supply only, as you can see from the graph, the reading of 6.4 cm is the average of plant height at first 7 days interval, while 31.8 cm is the average of plant height at last 7 days interval, which have grown 25.4 cm during 28 days. Next, please. Secondly, for the plants with fertilizer EFGH, the average of plant height shows 4 cm at the first 7 days interval and 35 cm at last 7 days interval, which the water spinach growth 31 cm in 28 days. Next. Last but not least, for the plants with fertilizer and application of disease or pest control IJK and L, the average of plant height at first 7 days interval represents 4.6 cm followed by 36.1 cm to illustrate the average of plant height at last 7 days interval, which indicates the growth of water spinach of 31.5 cm. Hence, by observing the data of plant height, we can conclude that the water spinach with fertilizer and application of disease or pest control will substantially grow faster than the water spinach growth with the use of only water supply or only with fertilizer. Well, that is all from me, and I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Now I will explain the bar chart of number of weed disease and pests present in water spinach. Sample plant with water supply only is ABCD, and we found sample D have nutrient deficiency. Next. And this is sample plant with fertilizer, and we found no weed disease and pest present in water spinach. Next. And this is sample plant with fertilizer and application of pest control IJKL, and we found one pest in sample plant I and J. Now I will pass to next presenter. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Lau Pei Ying, and I will present about the wet water spinach before and after trimming and cleaning. For the result for all 12 crops, the weight before trimming and cleaning is 65 grams, and the weight after trimming and cleaning is 51 grams. And this graph shows the wet water spinach before and after trimming and cleaning. Now I will present about the discussion. This mini project was being carried out on the effect of planting by using 3 different treatments, which are control plants by just water supply, treatment 1 by plants with fertilizer, and treatment 2 by plants with fertilizer and application of disease or pest control. The result of project show the height and weight of water spinach. The use of fertilizer had affected the growth of water spinach, while the use of pest control affected the presence of pests. When fertilizer was used, the plants show a faster rate of growing. When pest control is used, it helps to reduce the presence of pests. Both of the fertilizer and pest control play the important roles in the growth of the healthy plants. And next, I will discuss about the conclusion. In conclusion, the planting process of water spinach is relatively easy compared to other plants. The seeds is easy to germinate as we can use both direct seedling or transplant. Besides, it is also easy to take care. However, we need to follow the correct procedures and the precaution in order to grow water spinach healthy. Water spinach is a frost-sensitive plant, but the weather in Malaysia is suitable for planting water spinach as the plants can get enough sunlight when exposed to the sun. Water spinach need much more water than most other vegetable crops. Therefore, we need to water the plants every day. The plants of our group grow fast, healthy, and the quality of the plants produced is high. And lastly is the recommendation and suggestion. First, choose the best quality seeds. Best quality seeds has a high percentage of germination. Besides, these seeds are more resistant than diseases and more adapt to environmental stress. This helps to increase the survival rate of plants. Second, choose the best quality soil. The soil must be suitable for the plants to grow. Best quality plants help to store and process more water. Number three is keep watering every day. Water spinach is a plant that needs much more water than most other plants. Therefore, we need to make sure that sufficient water supply for the plants. Number four is keep the plants free from weeds. The weeds may be competed with plants in order to get nutrients from the soil and exposure to the sunlight. The growth of weeds can be eliminated by mulching. And lastly, number five, keep the plants free from pests and diseases. Plant pests and diseases will affect the growth of plants and cause damage to the healthy growing plant. This can be carried out by using natural method or insecticide. And these are some of the images that we take when we carry out the planting process. And lastly, this is the time-lapse video YouTube link. You can just click into this link and watch our time-lapse video of our water spinach. And this is our reference for this mini project. And lastly, thank you for listening for our presentation today.